It's nice to have help when you work. I have my little helper today. I decided to add to my brewery. I purchased off eBay a used, what they call a double engine shed. I already had the single shed, that's one with the little gray doors. But I thought it'd make it look like a bigger factory if I got the triple or the double shed next to it. And the doors open into the single shed, so you don't know there's really doors on it. So it looks like just like a factory. But putting that thing together when I got it used, and it was in disarray in parts. And I found some interesting stuff about how to help put it together better. And I'd like to show you what I found out. I purchased this kit used on eBay. When I got it, it was in disarray and it showed a lot of the weak problems with the large loke shed. One of the main things is you got to look at it has a whole bunch of glue joints here, 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 and the wall becomes very weak and very easy. If everything's glued right, it'll last, but if it isn't, it's going to be hard to move. So I decided to go in and add little wooden strips. And I don't know if you can see it, but I have screws there, there, and down on the bottom we have screws. Not very obvious. So this thing now becomes very strong. Now the other problem with this kit, I guess problem is not necessarily the right word, but the rain gutter comes in two pieces. You have to span this, and there's a little piece that was missing in this kit. Not only is the rain gutter in two pieces, but keep spinning around here. The roof is also in two pieces. So now you got to put the roof on and support it and everything. My solution to this is some sticks. It goes like this. Got one more. Now they're made to line up so they're right at the right height of the gutter. So you can put the gutter in on both sides. Oops, this is a broke one. So now your gutters can go in. This stick will support the gutter. It'll also give more support to the roof. So when you try and put all the pieces together, as you can tell, this is used by the discoloration. But now I'll probably tack the gutters in place. Now you can see what it's like even with these sticks here. Imagine what it's like if you're just trying to do this with sky hooks. And once that's in position, then it's no problem to work on putting the roof in. Anyway, you got to stabilize it. And I think without these sticks it would be very hard. But that's just my opinion. Another thing I found to do, I was missing some windows. So I was looking someplace to get the windows. This is the top of a cassette holder from the good old days when we had cassettes. Well, if you break off all this stuff, you come up with a nice piece of plastic that's clear that can be glued in place and have a brand new spiffy window. So if you got some old cassettes laying around, or you go to the flea market and pick some up, you get a lot of windows. One other thing, on these wood things I screwed into the walls, I did put a corner bracket, a little L bracket in each corner. Okay. Gotta mention too, we put these angle brackets in on the corners, on all four corners, and it keeps this thing very stable. It keeps it from collapsing. So here we have the boards in place, and I put nails, and this piece actually had an extra piece of rain gutter, so I was able to get this inner piece in here. The nails, actually I drilled the holes big enough, I just pushed the nails in and put some glue in with it. Now everything is very solid. As you can see, this is all together. And I talked about using top of cassette cases. Well, I was missing two windows here, so I cut one of my case tops in half, and I got two of them there. And then, like I said, this was used when I bought it. This was missing all its windows, so I have one cassette top, two cassette tops, four cassette tops to complete the windows. Now with this setup, let me get my right hand doing stuff here. It's very easy to put stuff in position and get it right for gluing. Another thing I mentioned, the top was in two pieces. What I found is, glue it flat down, put the two pieces together, and get some pieces of spruce from the kit and just glue them across the top. Nothing fancy. And what that does is the glue will hold it, but this gives it a little more rigidity. So once again, so now everything just plops together. And a lot of that, I think, is with this center support. Another thing about the center support, if you want to add lights to this later, you now have a place that's easy to mount lights to. One other little tidbit I'm going to talk about before we go. First of all, I like to use this glue, E6000. I get it at Walmart. It's either in the home improvement area or in the crafts. These doors have a problem. I have other kits where this little pin that the door pivots on breaks off. So what I've done is I drilled a little hole and put a piece of wire in there. And then, why did I close that? Take another piece of spruce and just get a piece of this, and I put mine in a drill and spun it around a little bit and came up with a little piece that I put a hole in, and now I can sit that right on that little piece of wire, and it'll be real easy to glue back together, and it'll be straight. Also, the piece that did not break off, I went through and drilled a hole in that also, and put a piece of wire in it, so just to give it strength, so in the future it won't have a problem. This is one that I have already repaired. It was broke off. I put the piece of wire in there, piece of this on top, and the kit's real nice to go. This shows you where I had drilled one that was good, and the wire sticking out the top, and that's no problem because you can just clip it off and you're ready to go. So, I hope these hints help. I think adding the wood around this structure, adding this, will make it a lot easier for you to move this thing around and not have to worry about something breaking or falling apart. Hotdog Garden Railway, another little tip. Bye.